And I always have a soft spot in my heart, and I know a lot of people probably don't even remember it, but the Rock and Rave infection, it was something I have a
Yes.
soft spot in my heart for.
Yes, no, it was so when Jimmy first got to TNA, so like legitimately, he got off the phone with Terry Taylor, and the first person he called was me, and he's like, "Yo, I'm I'm going to TNA." I'm like, it's about time, awesome, great,
Yeah.
uh, and so like Jimmy was also always very worried about his spot. And I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Like they wouldn't have they called you, right? Like you were interested, but they called you.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it, enjoy the ride. And so when they gave him the rock and rave thing, he didn't have a Wii. He had no idea what was the rock game called?
Not Rockman, Guitar Hero at the time, I think it was.
Guitar Hero. That yeah, yeah. And he had no idea what it was. So he was like, dude, we gotta go get a Wii. We gotta go get this game. So we spent probably 3 days straight just playing Guitar Hero so he could figure out what he was on TV. It was like this is the most absurd thing I've ever done in my life, Jimmy. I'm
That
gonna
feels
need to
like Pro
bring it.
Wrestling 101, though, at the same time.
Absolutely. And little known fact, so the mesh shirt he used to wear in the
Mm-hmm.
Rock and Rave infection? Uh, that was mine, which I may or may not have procured from an old WWE bin. Uh, so at the time, Rick Michaels was doing, he was one of the seamstresses for WWE. And so I was hanging out with Rick, and Rick knew I was a huge Christian fan, just a huge Christian. Like Christian was my dude. Well, Christian had just left WWE, and in one of the bins, there was a couple of his shirts. And Rick goes, I mean, he doesn't even work here. He wouldn't know it's gone, would he? And I was
Yeah.
like, I can't imagine he would. And I left it at that. And sure enough, when we got back to Georgia, I opened up my bag and Rick had slid one of Christian's shirts into my bag. Uh, uh, And so, like, that was like a prized possession of mine. Cause, like I said, Christian was my guy. Like, I loved Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Jimmy started doing the Rock and Rave infection thing, he asked if he could use it. And I was like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine it going to a better place. So that black mesh shirt that Jimmy was doing Rock and Rave infection in was actually one of Christian's shirts.
What a cool piece of history, the fact
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it went from Christian, and he was I mean, he still is phenomenal, but like, I
Oh yeah.
really gravitated towards him during like that Instant Classic, the Peep
Yes,
era, and
yes,
then onward, of
yes.
course. And then the fact that that went to you, and then that went to Jimmy Rave, and that's a great story. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.